Hey guys, welcome to Stock Talk for August 6th. Now, remember what we talked about yesterday and last week? I gave you guys a blue line, and that blue line was the what? Resistance. And that was situated around 283.90, 284. And now today we managed to cross it. Now, remember, we didn't have to gap up, right? We could have, but we didn't have to. And we could have certainly tested during the pre-market day today. And that's what we did. And we said that the market started from the support area at 279.12. We found the reversal. This was last Thursday. And we talked how this was a bullish reversal back to the upside. And because we did come down for a couple of days, we certainly have the potential to go up and cross this resistance line. And you guys can see how we crossed it today. Showing you guys the intraday chart. You guys can see that, here's the resistance line right here. Now, once you guys are enrolled in the course, you guys will find these patterns yourself. Very easy. And you guys can identify specific lines and areas where you could invest in as a day trade or a swing trade. So here's one scenario. You guys can see this line that we've drawn at 283.80. And you guys can see what got rejected pre-market. Now, what happened when we crossed this line? Did you see this double test at the support right here? The new support? That should have been your confirmation that you could have played a long or a bull trend or bull trade to the upside, because you at the very least know where your stop loss is. This is a very good confirmation where you could take a long position, and now SPY is just going to go higher. Looking at the 1 year, 1 day chart, I'll show you guys the next resistance is the all-time peak at 286.63. But the one thing you got to note is 286.98. The one thing you have to note is I don't feel that this resistance is that strong. That's just my gut feeling. And I think that there's a potential to reach up there. It doesn't have to do it all in one swipe tomorrow, but it could take a couple days. But once we get up there, we have a good chance of breaking that resistance. So at the very least, we know that the markets are bullish, and really the trend hasn't changed. Therefore, we have to be bullish. TVIX, volatility, right? Completely opposite. While SPY is getting to the all-time highs, volatility is making all-time lows. So here we go on the 1 year chart, rejection at the 20 EMAs, as you guys can see right here, and all of a sudden we're dipping. And expect this one to continue down further as SPY reaches the resistance area, goes to the resistance area. So yeah, nothing much to say on this one. So in the meantime, guys, if you guys do enjoy these videos, hit that like button. I appreciate all of your support, and continue commenting on these videos. I enjoy reading them and then helping you guys and looking at all these trends. It's very exciting. So yeah, let's take a look at a couple of commodities for you guys. The first one is 4/CL, looking at crude oil futures. You're looking at the 1 year chart. And what you can see today is you see that crude oil tried to push higher and then managed to close pretty much even or flat of the day. Okay, so today's candle really doesn't really change the outlook of crude oil from what I said yesterday. Remember yesterday, what was my analysis for crude oil? I said crude oil has a 50% chance of going higher. It has a 50% chance of going lower. And what happened today? It pretty much did nothing, right? It tried to go higher, but it got rejected and came back down. So this is why, I'm not playing a crude oil position. You can imagine if you were playing a crude oil position and you saw it was rising, you would have thought that, oh man, we might have gone towards the 70 over the $70 level. And you would have been caught in a trap in that case. That's why I don't like to take trades when it's 50-50. Let the market play itself out. We know when to get in, right? The best time to get in has to be at this moving average at 66.55. Just be patient with this trade, at which point I would look for UWT. At this point, since it's going nowhere, just let this one play out by itself. /NG natural gas. Natural gas. What have we been saying about natural gas? Now, one thing to note is look at intraday. Look how we dipped to the 2.822 mark. Can you guys see that? Now, if you guys weren't really paying attention and you're focused on intraday plays, unless you're doing a day trade, you would have been caught off guard. And what does that mean? If you were playing along on natural gas and you saw it dipping and you sold it, right, it wouldn't have made too much sense. And for one thing, we didn't even close below the previous candle. So one thing you guys got to keep in mind is, look, natural gas continued to move higher. Okay, so UGAZ went up another 1.21%, which goes to the fact that we've talked about how natural gas has been bullish and will continue to be bullish until we see a reversal sign. No reversal sign yet. Natural gas continues to look good. Okay, so for those who are in natural gas, and you're in the day, intraday moves, just put that in the back of your mind, and hopefully you guys, know this kind of trend in the future. I'm going to show you guys UGAZ really quick, and you guys can see how UGAZ dipped below pre-market, but we managed to end up recovering almost to its previous high. All right, /GC. Guys, gold. We said that gold is in trouble, and this analysis hasn't changed. Remember, the best analysis, in my opinion, is analysis that doesn't change too much from day to day. Yes, if there's volatility, if it goes up and down, then it might change and fluctuate with volatility. But the best analysis, especially on a steady trend, is it doesn't change. And right now, we see gold continuing to decline. We see a rejection right here. You guys can see a red candle right here. Pretty much, man, this looks ugly. Gold could, once it closes below 1210, there could be significantly lower prices to come. This is not something, there's no reversal pattern here, and then we'll wait for that to reverse. Until then, not looking at gold. So let's take a look at your tickers though. First one is SCON, uptrend in an overall declining stock. Andrew, so welcome to the channel, the YouTube channel. This is the first time I've seen you here, so welcome back. So, yeah, so wait, SCON, look at this trend. This is not a very good trend, as you can see. Here we have, is this a split? Yep, so we have a split here, we have another split here. Just not good. Look at this, how volatile this is, and this declining pattern that is playing to the downside. I can easily see this heading towards that $1.89 mark, possibly even lower, right? So this is just not one that I would like to trade. Look at this declining. You guys can see this. We were at a support. This is not even really a support, to be honest, but right here, and then it broke down. So can't visit this one, as this one's actively declining. Eric, but thanks for the ticker submission. PTGX looks like a great entry. So 50, okay, so this is a therapeutics company, and one thing we know about therapeutics company is that it is very volatile. And you guys can imagine that we have earnings coming out on the 8th, so just be careful with that one. That one, 2 more days. I would wait that 2 days out and see what happens. There's potential, I agree, but there's also potential to get rejected at the moving averages, right? Here's the $12 mark, could get rejected there. It could get rejected over here, right? There's a lot of resistance areas over here, so I would wait for this one and revisit this one, given that we had a catalyst today. That catalyst certainly doesn't have to play out for the next few days. Just be careful. Yarvin, thank you for your comment, as well as Monica. And Draxon, I think Jackson, you and I were kind of debating whether it was going to gap up or not. Yeah, so that was interesting. And then Zhang, thank you for your comment. God of the stock market. Yeah, if I was God of the stock market, I would shift everything my way, right? So it doesn't always happen my way, but it happens the majority of the time. Netflix. So, all right. Moviegoer, thank you for your Netflix submission. Guys, I had this support line at 333. Now it's rebounding. You guys can see that Netflix is a good buy. I mean, the Netflix looks good. Just note that here's the 20 EMA line, right? We could get rejected near 357, and that's $7 away. I know, $6 away. There's potential to make up that, that amount. But the thing is, even though, we've collapsed quite a bit with Netflix, but we've recovered. Just note that we do have a resistance area. We have another resistance at 366.75. So while you could do a short term, I think this one will eventually recover. Of course, it'll eventually recover to 400. The question is, when is it going to recover to $400? And that's, anyone's guess right now. But right now, we're making a small retracement back to the 20 EMA. Very normal. If you are playing this trend, I think that's a good job for you. JD. K9, all right. So earnings are next week. Yeah, so this is the thing that you pointed out. Earnings are next week, and what we could see is, you guys can see that usually, sometimes we have a drop upon earnings. When we're in the peak, we have a drop on earnings. When we're near the high, you guys can see that we pushed higher, but we dropped. In this case, what do you think? We might have, you know, a push up and then it'll drop. And this is just speculation, just based off of previous trends. It'll drop, in which the best entry point would be where? $33.98, $34. That would be the best entry point with this one. Let me take a look at the 3-year chart. Yeah, so overall, I think this is, you know, not a bad trend, and I think your best buy point would be down here, $33, $34. All right. Guys, that's it. That's all the ticker submissions. Let me know what you guys want to see in the future. If you guys have any suggestions with these videos, I'm happy to kind of tweak it a little bit if we have time. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoy the stock day. Look at all these green numbers up here. We have pretty much a very nice green day, and I expect this to continue until we see some sort of reversal. So that's it. Hopefully, you guys had a great day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another stock talk.